let's have our wonderful guest, our eminent guest, AVB, live from Australia. And Matt, where are you streaming from?
Oh, me? Oh,
You're going live. I was like doing my hair. And
it's so hard for me to hear you guys. I don't have headphones. I'm sorry.
But we hear you clearly, so that's all that matters. We want to
That's
talk.
good. Let me put my phone sideways. I'm here at a creator economy salon. What does that mean? We're gonna get our hair done, or maybe our nails. I don't know. But creator economy chill out with. I think it was hosted by Legion and Koopa Troopa. I don't know if you guys know them. They're like creator NFT influencer folks. Yeah, and still in Lisbon.
Nice.
Isn't
Hey,
the guy that just tweets every day we're gonna make it?
okay, since Matt is here at the Creator Economy Salon in Lisbon, very fancy, why don't we post a question for our IMO, or in my opinion today, about NFTs and the creator economy? So first question would just be, are NFTs a bubble?
Do you want to take it first, AVB?
Yes.
That's your answer.
Okay. But I'll tell you a story, because last week when you saw me, on the streets drunk, blabbing away, we met some very fun 18-year-olds, and they all own NFTs. Like, they were showing me their collections, and none of them said they're beautiful, they inspire me, they give me energy. They all said this is the next shit. And they all said, I've lost like $2,000, but I own all these connections, and maybe one of them will make it. And I was like,
Hold
you
on.
guys should have a job. And they're like, we have jobs to buy these NFTs. And I felt that we were taking money from children.
When I was 18, I didn't have $2. You're telling me these people lose $2,000 and they're 18 years old?
There's a market for everything. What I'm saying is, I hire them, so now the money is staying in the family. They'll be joining the near ecosystem. I really admired how much knowledge is required about NFTs, and I thought, well, might as well make a living from it. So I think it all comes together quite nicely. It is the creator economy. There is a lot of opportunity out there, even if you had a rough start.
So yes, no.
Guys, I have a guest. I found Lucas from Herd, and he's got some thoughts on getting into NFTs from the Web 2 side, and our NFT is a bubble.
Let's do it. Hello,
Thank
Lucas.
you for letting me hop in here. So no, I don't think NFTs are a bubble. I think definitely they have some ways to go. It's been interesting here at the Solana conference to hear what some people that are more educated than me on this are saying, and I think there's definitely more tools that need to be built out around allowing communities to better engage with each other. I think that are based off these NFTs, because in the end of the day, these NFTs are community driven. I think that's what's going to end up supporting them from not being able to just close up. It's an emotional thing and a community based thing, and if we can get better at building out those tools to make sure these communities stick together and are able to communicate their ideals and so forth, I think these are definitely going to stick around.
Lucas, I have a follow-up question to that. It's the chicken or the egg problem. Is it the community first, or the inherent value or artistic, inspiration of the NFT first?
I think it needs to be community first. I definitely, there are people that are interested in the artistic value and so forth, but I think the things that are really going to carry forward is if there's a community around that. I think even that's true for the traditional art world, that the most successful artists, it's not necessarily like, this guy makes paintings that are much more realistic than anyone else or something like that. Like it's not necessarily about technical skill. It's about what is the emotional attachment that people have to that. And at the end of the day, it's a community-based thing.
Interesting. AVB, you look like you have some
These
thoughts
answers are so good. They're never going to invite me back. They're going to invite Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas, can you leave your Telegram handle so we can invite you back for the next
Yeah, drop it.
What's your Telegram?
I kept sleeping.
I think it's just Lucas Mandelbaum. I'll send it to you guys because it's hard to spell, so maybe you can drop
Lucas Mandelbaum. Here, I'll try to get it in the chat here. Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
AVB, you can answer while Matt is typing it in.
I think historically it was the artists that were the more fun to have around, that were successful.
Yeah, so
They
you
were
think,
invited
yeah,
to
the
parties and
community
entertainers
follows
in every
from
shows.
the arts, right? That's kind of your point.
I'm on mute now. Hey, thanks, Ben. Ooh, you're pretty eloquent with the answer.
Who was he talking to?
I gave you a
No.
right?
Sue, say something.
Okay, here. I've got a question. What is the
Where's
future
the
of
podcast
utility
going?
NFTs on Near?
Repeat the question, please.
So utility NFTs are becoming a thing, and what Luke Schubert was just talking about earlier is kind of using NFTs for some particular use case rather than just the intrinsic value of the NFT itself. Have you heard of any interesting use cases at Near of utility NFTs? And if so, what are those? And if not, we can have something else.
Well, we do have a little bit of a problem when it comes to like conceptualizing NFTs, because now they are very closely tied to art. So any mention to NFTs that has a utility purpose, it's lost in people. We did have a conversation recently. The discussion is up on the Ref Finance Governance Forum. If anyone wants to jump in about creating, I guess, like a utility NFT involving the Ref token and locking in the vault, that conversation is ongoing. So if people want to contribute to what the potential use case could be, that'd be great. However, we recently did have a very big use case. Funny that I say this because I didn't go to Lisbon. But Mintbase has had NFTs for basically everything. I think half the conference tickets were sold as NFTs.
Yes, absolutely.
They sold beer. They sold everything that was legal to sell in Lisbon. I'm
Crack
pretty sure they sold as
cocaine.
NFT.
Probably. Yeah, I remember someone gave me dumplings for two. So they had a bunch of restaurants they were working with, and they had NFT, basically food gift cards. And I could buy that, even pizza. There was a great burrito place, a dumpling place at this Asian place. And you could just show your NFT, burn it on Mintbase, and then they would give you the food that corresponds to your NFT. So that was like real use case, and Mintbase that's what's all about for Mintbase. And I guess that's kind of the aspect of near NFTs that you were talking about, Sue, with the usefulness.
Would have been ironic if the food was burned as well.
Matt, same question. What do you think about utility NFTs, purposeful NFTs, and do you have a certain example that you think is pretty bullish?
I got another guest. This is Lee from Germany.
Hello, everyone.
He was also dropping in at NearCon. What did you like about NearCon, Lee?
Oh, okay. So a few things. Everyone was really smart, like super technical crowd. Really amazing onboarding experience with wallets, Mintbase, NFT, yeah. And let's see. Oh, the rooftop was amazing. Yes. You guys picked a venue. Whoever did the venue, really amazing job.
Let's get back to the question. The question is what do you think about utility NFTs, like NFTs with like some sort of kind of purpose behind them? What do you think's maybe like, what are you bullish about? What are the next use cases you can see happening?
Yeah. So the one thing that people go crazy about, I think, is co-ops and collecting those.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's like a utility NFT to me, because every time you go to an event, every time you do something, you like collect that moment in your life. Mm-hmm. And in the future, it can become your resume or your credit score, or like basically anything that it could tie into so many things that like you can get in life.
Like somebody would trust you because you have showed up at a bunch of events. Yeah.
Ever or whatever, near event ever.
This reminds me.
I don't know who's all on the call, but I'm just.
This reminds me of this tweet. This guy was saying that in the future you're not going to need resumes. Just look at this person's blockchain history, all of their transactions.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
You have your DGen score. You might as well have your humanity score.
It's like social credits, but with NFT.
Exactly.
Yeah, that went downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, I
Matt's gonna do.
understand. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee, for the answer.
But
I think
could
another
you read the
aspect.
comments?
I'm just here fucking around.
How private is the private chat? Could you-
You guys can beep that out, right? It's not live.
This is not public at all. No one's watching this.
Hey, it's not on a blockchain, so it's not real, right?
Should we get an NFT?
It's Web 2. It's
Do we get an NFT for this?
Yeah,
The rating is getting worse.
A lot of the stuff that Lee said, I'm also kind of bullish on. I do think that NFTs will logically bleed into DAOs and into sort of being used as part of DAO proposals, or NFTs will be the outcome, the minting of a DAO proposal. So there will be a lot of connections, I think, between NFTs and DAOs, just like we're seeing connections between NFTs and DeFi.
Sure, absolutely. I think that's really interesting. I mean, I'm thinking also in the model of, how on Uniswap V3, your LP position is represented as an NFT. So basically what you're saying is with DAO proposals, your DAO proposal itself can be represented or minted as an NFT. And I think the really interesting part that I'm looking forward to with NFTs and utility is that NFTs are programmable, right? So you say you have an NFT representing your event ticket, it can also be repurposed and reprogrammed to say, a lottery ticket for some other event or entry into like a metaverse or something like that. Or maybe you could even redeem it for a different merch or whatsoever. So I think there's this composability aspect that's super interesting with utility and NFTs.
Agreed.
Yeah, great. So there was another question for what is AVB most bullish on? So I don't know if you wanted to take that away.
Just in general or NFTs?
In general.
I am actually super bullish on. Well, I think Matt hinted at it. NFTs and DAOs are going to be a thing. So at the moment, I am really, really bullish on the 10K platform, spelled one word, tank. And the reason why it makes me really bullish is because we've seen the profile picture avatar madness originally on Ethereum and then on Solana. I really think it's about to take off on my screen. I really think it's about to take off in near. So 10K will provide the infrastructure to enable anyone to spin out one of these projects. And you need to pair that with the timing of the market now, where as the price of NEAR goes up, people have more magic money from capital gains to buy more NFTs. So I think it's going to be absolutely wild. Also, AstroDAO recently went live as well. AstroDAO enables you to have NFTs on your treasury. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of DAOs popping up, or community DAOs, collectives with NFTs in them. So I'm actually really excited. I don't think I'm bullish for the NFTs or the DAOs per se. I'm just really bullish on getting people to experiment with these. The fun social ways for people to get involved and the stepping stone towards something more. Usually when people experience the technology, they always go like, what else? What else? What else? Next thing you know, they're building their own dog coin.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much that we can't even foresee, and that's the most exciting part, right?
I don't think Matt can see anything with those glasses.
Dude, AVB, you got like, if you ever give up on this whole crypto thing, you can get a job in comedy.
Dude, my joke is that I wanted to be a comedian, but then I studied law, so I never did comedy in case I didn't get a job as a lawyer because I was a comedian, and then I wasn't hired as a lawyer anyway.
Nice. You can make that joke now.
I wanted to show you guys the venue. It's pretty cool.
That's beautiful, man.
Nice.
That is worth getting covered for. That is amazing.
That's a good one. Dude, how are you so funny?
I was fun when I was a kid. I was.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna have to drop now, though, because it's. I still want to meet people here. It's it's pretty
I
busy.
see where your priorities are. Goodbye, Matt.
Oh,
Thank you
oh
for
God.
being
Hey,
on.
at least I called in. I told you I'd call, and I did.
Thank
There's
you
a
for
dog.
calling
There's
in.
a dog chasing birds here. It's hilarious.
Matt.
Look.
Oh my God.
Matt.
Great view.
Okay. Take care, guys. It was a pleasure once again. I'll come back on anytime.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
everyone.
Matt.
Peace
See you
out.
guys.
Soon.
AVB.
Sue, where are you in the world?
I'm in Switzerland.
Oh, nice.
I don't even know if that's how to talk. I haven't talked to anybody yet, but yeah, I'm on Lake Geneva.
Ah, nice. I
Yeah.
spoke with Grace earlier today. She's in Geneva too. She invited me over.
Oh, really? Cool. We should hang. Are you in Australia right now? Am I doxing you by saying that?
No,
I've been doxxed 100%.
so many times.
I am in Sydney. I fled Melbourne and I only made it as far as Sydney,
Good for you.
which is still a big improvement, I'd say.
Do you mind if I take it back to the topic, or do you guys want
Oh, yeah.
first day questions?
We had a topic.
ABB, I don't know if you have a prepared answer for this, but what is the creator economy, right? We hear it a lot. People throw that word around a lot. For you, what's your maybe digestion of that concept? What is the creator economy?
Wow. Yeah, that is a deep one. Well, I heard someone say once around a bonfire smoking some things that the creator economy deconstructs the traditional economy, where the creators were just like a cog in a bigger machine, usually a piece of a puzzle that was like underrated or underappreciated. What they produced was valuable and somebody was making money from it. It was just not them necessarily.
Yeah.
I think the creator economy really shifts something to empower creators to be more in control of their craft, to go directly to people, to be able to monetize in different ways. And it really creates a whole new economy, or it's like a very valuable new industry or sector within the economy where anyone can rise, especially creatives, people who are creating stuff out of their intellect or creativity. Is that a good answer?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it gets to kind of the key concept that underlies a lot of the paradigm shift for, between Web 2 and Web 3, which is ownership, right? In blockchain, we always talk about you are the owner, you have sovereignty over your data, your finances, your assets, the decision making, your identity even. And I think it also touches upon, just like you say, right now the creators today, like on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, especially musicians, they don't have ownership over their assets, their creations, right? It's the platform's asset. And then they have to make percentage off of it, and they are tied to their platform, and they don't own their own creations, and they can't monetize it directly. And I think with creator economy, one big aspect, it's not entirely it, but one big aspect is that they're directly able to own and autonomously monetize off their own creations, whether it comes to music, even writing, even building your own product. That's a creation. That's also part of the creator economy. And I think a lot of it has to do with the empowerment and the ownership aspect that blockchain really allows, just like you described.
It's an interesting way to look at it, because I think that the creator economy predates blockchain in some ways. Like the TikTokers making a lot of money are definitely part of the creator economy. I think that they were a stepping stone, because you can see how they don't own or control the platform. They're actually vulnerable to the platform, banning them or changing the rules. And they had to monetize on the side, so the traditional economy. So you can see how, well, you can sell merchandise and you have your brand on TikTok. And the shift towards the individual and the creativity was already there. I think that blockchain takes it to the next level, where you start bringing in new levels of ownership.
Yeah.
Sue agrees.
I agree. Yeah, I'm like, you guys said everything perfectly. Nothing to add.
You're the only creator here. You make some dank memes and other various forms of art.
That's true.
I've been known to do that, yes. But so what's cool about memes or just I think that there's a lot of, so there's kind of, I think, two different kinds of creators that benefit from Web3. There's the people who have traditionally been exploited for some other framework of like value chains. And then there's memes, which are just like, no one's ever seen value monetarily for it. So see creator. So I think that there's kind of two benefits. It's like kind of liberating for some people in that they're no longer having to like sell their value to other people. But then there's also people who have never seen what they're doing as a source of value. So it's kind of bringing them into the fold. So that's kind of my experience. I mean, we've never done any like monetization on Swine Guild. I guess like being in the guild is a process of monetization.
Do you even make money?
Not me, no. No, just kidding. Yeah, I mean a little bit. So like that's the thing is like now like you can through a guild like actually make money for making memes. Like actually Luke Schubert, when he introduced me at this blockchain event, I heard him from across the room pointing over to me. He says, "This motherfucker makes memes for a living." And like I think that's like hilarious. Like people find that hilarious because it's just like no one's ever thought of it as like something that gives you money.
Right.
Actually, when I hired the kids last week, because in their head you only lose money with NFTs.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you can also make a living. Like this is an industry. Like we're building things. And then I said, I know someone who makes money from memes. So
bring him in.
In flesh and blood. I mean, shout out also to Coyote because she is the memestress. She's also making some bank off of memes. So that's really, I think, the beauty of this space. And maybe we'll also touch upon it with Working in Crypto on Friday. Just that you can monetize the shit out of almost anything, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever, if you can create it, you don't have to think that you can't make money off of it. It doesn't just have to be a hobby.
The challenge.
Go ahead.
The challenge, and I think this is where Matt works come in. It's really sad that he's chasing literally a dog in Lisbon. I think that the challenge is that traditionally creators are really like you have to be creative. Like you have to be really good at your craft. You're unique. You're putting something new into the world. Normally, people that are in that very exclusive intellectual space are really not that good at spinning out code or trying to work out business models, or there can be a lot of complexity in the supply chain. So I think that the challenge and the massive opportunity for Near is in creating those platforms and those tools that make it really easy for people to focus on what they're good at and creating whatever output they're putting into the world, and be able to wrap it on the blockchain and then distribute it onto Near. I think there's a lot of potential there still because we're just getting started.
Yeah. I have a follow-up on that, and I don't know, Rim, when we're trying to wrap this up, so it doesn't have to be too long, but what do you see? So I've been thinking about kind of who is a creator, and I think traditionally the most immediate people are like people who do digital art. It's like, okay, that's really easy to turn into an NFT. But then you have people, turning it into like music, like DAO Records, like trying to find like musical creators. And then there was, I forgot the name of the project, but they're doing comedy bits that you can make into NFTs.
Yeah. Nifty comedians, right?
Yeah, so that'll be for you, AVB. We'll put you in touch.
Yes, send me the link. I'm already there.
We'll link it. We'll link it in the tweet afterwards.
Yeah. So, that's my question for you, AVB. Is like, what do you see is the next kind of frontier of bringing in more creators into the fold?
That's awesome. I just got distracted at the choice of emoji, but sue the creator pig.
Okay, yeah. Sure. So I think
I'm not sure if we're being told to wrap it out or to wrap it up.
All right. I think that's already an hour. We had a really good session today. Good ecosystem news, great interview with Luke, and also a fantastic just roundtable with Matt, ABB, and also special guests Lucas and Lee from the Creator Salon. So thank you so much, ABB, for hopping on today. Would love to have you back next week, as always. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to continue to write.